This video is brought to you in association with Thrustmaster, the perfect addition for project cars. Click the link below to see the full video and range. Hello viewers and welcome to a bit more project cars action. Well, we had the Monaco Grand Prix yesterday and I've had a few requests to run Formula C around Monaco, so Azure circuit. So let's just take a look then. So here we are then, again assists off, 100% AI racing round Monaco. Now interesting racing with the AI round here. I had a couple of restarts where the AI just sort of drove into me. So I was lucky just to get around turn one. They're a little bit blind on this circuit at the moment, which is a bit of a pain. But getting into the race, and it's a really nice car to drive, nice to handle. My PC struggles a little bit with this circuit, so certainly it does put a bit of pressure on it. Might need to run in slightly lower detail to get an improved frame rate. And it's one of those courses where it really helps when they bring in the triple screen controls, because your perspective is slightly askewed on the side screens, and that means it's easier to hit the barriers at times. So race yesterday, I'll have a little ramble about the race while we're here. Obviously the race itself wasn't terribly exciting for the most part. They've widened a few corners, and of course through the exit of the swimming pool section they've moved the barrier back, which we're coming to here. Great shame, you know. I like to see cars getting close to barriers. I like to see tight circuit. We haven't got that now. They're making it wider and wider and wider. Interesting to see they've shortened the straight on the exit of the tunnel as well in some way. I didn't see too many people talking about that, but it meant no overtaking opportunities going into that section, which essentially has reduced the overtaking opportunities in the entire circuit to turn one pretty much, unless you get lucky in other areas, and there's all kinds of little traction zones depending on tyres. What's happening in Formula 1 at the moment, obviously they're talking about refuelling coming back in 2017. I look forward to that myself, and to seeing you know, how that could add a new dynamic to the sport. There's lots of changes it needs: reduced downforce, more mechanical grip, which means bigger tyres, obviously less downforce, which means the cars can run close together and they'll be sliding about a lot, but they need I think less electronics and gizmos on the car, more just raw driving. I think that the sport is being lost in a world of technology that they have now, and I think brake-by-wire is one of those systems I'm not so keen on. It is an automated electronic braking system for the rear wheels, balances the braking. It's not entirely down to the driver. So in terms of overall control and feel, so it's interesting, you know, where F1's going to go in sort of rediscovering itself in the months and years ahead. Now I am quicker than this car in front, but as you can see there, I just don't quite have enough room to get past, and then he suddenly gets a lot of traction. I see this sometimes with the AI. They can suddenly get traction out of slow corners much quicker than I can when I have the assists off at the moment. And it's a bit of balancing. You know, it's funny actually, I've raced, so we've got a little bit of light flashing, you'll see there as well, down the beginning and start finish straight. That's a new thing. None of this was in the early development builds, but it somehow appeared in the final version. I'm sure they'll be working on little bug fixes for all of those. With the AI at the moment, some circuits it's the best racing I've ever had ever, and some circuits the AI is a little bit blind, or they're a little bit too quick out of some chicanes and you just can't compete with them for some reason. They just drive away. But either way, I'm still enjoying it, and I'll be back onto the PS4 version in the next few days and working my way through the career, and looking forward to the patches as well. And we're going to be working on a bit of community activity around the title, and really developing a community around it. You know, bloggers on the website. We're going to be working to try bringing the right people on board and you can start a blog yourself as well. And so it's important to get involved and start something as we come out of the tunnel. So the drama yesterday obviously surrounded, we had the crash with Max Verstappen going into the back of Romain Grosjean, and it looked to me like Roman braked very early for that corner. I'd like to have seen the data, because I'm sure he was braking earlier than he needed to be. Looked like a brake check to me of some kind, and of course you know, that affected Max, who then went into the wall. Difficult to say, we don't have the data. Looked to me like, as I say, there's a bit of brake checking going on, and 6 of one, half dozen the other to an extent. But either way, it's a heavy impact for Max. Very glad to see he got out of there okay, and I mean, that's testament to the safety and the safer barriers that were there that weren't there years ago. You'd have gone straight into an Arco barrier and would have been, well, in serious condition, no doubt. It would have been a serious crash. So good to see he got out okay. And of course then the drama with Lewis and the unusual call from the Mercedes team. There might have been a bit more to it than that. There was definitely something to do with Lewis complaining about his tyres, and I think the team looked at the tyre data and everything else and didn't work out, obviously they didn't work out the timing in terms of the structure, and you could go flat out down the start-finish straight between the virtual safety car and the safety car. So that's it, it's where the time was lost. You know, these things happen really. You dust yourself down, crack on. He's got, I mean, I saw people complaining about the Mercedes team and I think, hang on, whoa. You know, they've given him a World Championship last year. They've given him the World Championship lead, one of the fastest cars on the circuit, and he's still got a podium on a bad day. It's not a bad day at Monaco when you're getting a podium. So, you know, it's not the worst day, the worst thing in the world. It's just one of those things. Dust yourself down. If you're the best driver and you're leading the championship by 10 points, you've got a 10-point head start. Easy. So I'm trying to find a way past here, and that kind of got me some wheel spin. There just wasn't any more speed for me out of that corner. I was trying to find more speed, but I get wheel spin, and then that's it really. The AI just takes me out. I tried it again, and the AI just took me out again and again. So one of those things that's quite frustrating about the AI at the moment is they will just drive straight into you and drive you straight into a wall. So there's no point restarting because the same thing happened, I think, on every race I had on this circuit. So the AI seems to be governed a little bit by gearing. So if you're in a second gear corner and you select third gear, the AI will automatically go straight into you at this stage, which is a bit of a pain on some circuits, especially this one, because obviously there isn't much room to squeeze past, and so there's only one line, and that means you're going to be in the way. So a bit more hell for leather on this lap. So Lewis will dust himself down. Obviously a little gift for Nico and Seb, but it's not quite the drama I think everyone would like to make, but it was pretty funny at the time. Faces like smack bottoms from everybody involved always adds a bit of excitement to the end of a processional Monaco Grand Prix. I had a ton more excitement actually watching the Indy 500 in the evening, and very well done to Juan Pablo Montoya. You know, down to 30th place after he lost that bit on the back of his car, changed the rear wing all the way up to the lead. I tell you, I could see the body language of the car. The guy was so determined. It was a racer from old, a Montoya from old, really. I've not seen Montoya really racing like that in a long, long time, but having said that, I haven't watched many of his races in recent times. But either way, that was a very vintage performance from him before he came to F1, like his early F1 days racing with Williams. But a great well done to him. I think there was more action, heart-stopping moments in IndyCar than there was at any time in the Formula One, and I think it really shows that Formula One's got a long way to go to get back to where it was. But that is the end of this video. A bit of rambles from me, and as ever, there'll be more from me very soon.